and a full-time job. All she did was follow this one breakthrough 3-minute morning routine from a celebrity trainer halfway across the country that was so simple and so easy, it quickly flattened her belly and slimmed her waistline, even though her hormones were all out of whack on the verge of menopause. All thanks to this one green fat-burning fruit she added to her meals to miraculously smooth the cellulite on her legs and butt. And that's not all. Jerry's brother Eric followed the exact same unconventional morning routine, and he lost 12 pounds of stubborn belly fat in the first 7 days alone, and another 46 pounds just 2 months later, going from this to this, while completely flattening his belly, reversing the symptoms of chronic heart disease that ran in his family, and eliminating any risk of type 2 diabetes. That's right. Together, Jerry and Eric lost 119 pounds in a matter of months, dramatically catapulting their vitality, erasing chronic knee and back pain, while leaving their friends and family speechless. And what happened next was even more incredible. Jerry's husband immediately noticed the vibrant and youthful glow, which turned their sex life around and made him fall deeply in love with her all over again. Her energy was off the charts, and she no longer struggled to get out of bed in the morning. However, the scary truth is, she almost didn't make it. You see, in the emergency room, the doctors discovered a mysterious metabolic glitch that was plugging up her arteries and clogging her liver, which led to abnormal fat storage around her belly because her digestive system wasn't absorbing the nutrients it needs to function from her food. It turns out this hidden condition affects millions of women and men over 40 around the world, with most of these people never even knowing. So if you're struggling to lose weight and nothing seems to change no matter how hard you try, or maybe your energy isn't where you'd like it to be, leaving you feeling sluggish and moody when you have no idea why, then this mysterious metabolic glitch may be the reason why. And in just a minute, I'll also tell you about the 2 toxic fruits you must avoid for the next 24 hours, because they may be secretly adding more inches of deadly belly fat to your waistline without any warning. I can almost guarantee these 2 toxic fruits are in your kitchen right now, so pay close attention, because the unconventional advice I'm about to share goes against everything the government and mainstream media want you to believe. You see, it all started shortly after Jerry turned 40. She started feeling tired all the time and had sudden mood swings that were never there before. Even worse, she put on an extra 33 pounds out of nowhere after having kids. And she started experiencing more body aches that affected her sleep. However, she didn't think much of it. She simply thought that's what happens as you get older and become a parent. Your kids become the priority, and your body takes a back seat. She was constantly hungry with huge sugar cravings, and she even told me she was no longer intimate with her husband because the spark in their marriage, well, it flamed out years ago. Deep down, she didn't feel like she could get her body back after having 2 kids. She even secretly considered liposuction and a breast lift before backing out at the last minute because she was too scared. And she finally hit rock bottom when people at work would ask when the baby was due. A baby she had had years ago. Talk about heartbreaking, devastating. It was by far the worst feeling in the world. So even though her clothes felt like they were getting tighter and she struggled to zip up the jeans she had been wearing for years, she had absolutely no idea there was a ticking time bomb building in her belly until it was too late. However, if she hadn't stumbled on this 3-minute morning breakthrough that activates a little-known fat-burning cycle buried deep in the human metabolism, she would still be following the same outdated information from the greedy government platform. Lies such as avoiding fatty foods like bacon, cheese, and butter when that's the exact opposite of what you should be doing. And she never would have experienced the magical healing methods that added decades onto her life. Look, all I ask is to please give me your full attention for the next few minutes. Otherwise, you could miss the one piece of critical information that could save your life like it did Jerry's. Now, you may be wondering, how do I know all of this? Well, my name is Gary, and I'm the guy who saved Jerry's life from a near-fatal heart attack and open heart surgery with a bizarre 3-minute morning routine. Yet, what I'm most proud of is this. I'm her older brother. You see, for years I watched her and my brother Eric struggle with their weight and saw how it nearly ruined their marriages. And when I got the call that the sister I loved more than anything in the world was slumped over her steering wheel and fighting for her life on the verge of open heart surgery, it was like I instantly received a spark from God to step in and help save her life. And I'm still shocked by her amazing total body transformation that reversed her heart disease, miraculously melted away her belly fat, and eliminated the chronic fatigue that was crippling her life. So if you have 10 or more pounds to lose, yet it seems like nothing ever works and you just don't feel like yourself anymore, or maybe you're tired all the time no matter how much you rest and you can't remember the last time you got a good night's sleep, then you may be suffering from the same mysterious metabolic glitch that forced my sister Jerry to store more belly fat no matter how much she exercised or how healthy she ate. All because one of the most vital organs in her body was malfunctioning without her ever knowing. The good news is, in just a few minutes, I'll reveal all the science and research behind this breakthrough 3-minute morning routine that's so simple and so easy. Well, you can lose as much weight as you desire and reverse the dangerous side effects of extra belly fat like high blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, and high cholesterol without ever leaving your home. Plus, I'll also share the one forgotten naked nutrient that flushes out the fat-trapping toxins suffocating your heart, your liver, and your arteries at this very moment. You see, scientists have identified an often overlooked nutrient deficiency that causes women and men over 40 to store more abdominal fat. And it's often missed by American doctors during routine checkups because the research is so new. On the bright side, I'll also share the secret apple detox drink and a tummy tightening tea my sister Jerry drank every morning to jumpstart her fat burning metabolism. These morning detox drinks were the building blocks of Jerry's weight loss, making her feel lighter, leaner, and skinnier day after day. And these remarkable results continued until she recently posted a picture from Lake Tahoe where she finally flaunted a bikini for the first time in 15 years, even though she's in her late 40s. You too can experience these amazing belly slimming results, even if you have kids and think your body will never be the same. Even if you have horrible genetics and your hormones are all out of whack. And even if you have a sweet tooth that craves sugar and never seems to go away. But first, I have to tell you one thing. The weight loss industry has been preying on hardworking people like you and I for years with their overpriced medications, bogus pills, and shady supplements that promise you the world without ever delivering any real results. These bold-faced con men claiming their latest and greatest pill or powder will make you lose 10 pounds overnight or some other crazy claim, well, they only prey on your trusting nature while draining your bank account with their bogus products. And while my kind-hearted sister fell victim to all of these gimmicks and late-night infomercials that seemed too good to be true, the real problem was she didn't realize the death-like side effects that come with having belly fat. Listen, if you have even just a few extra pounds of fat around your belly, you're at a much higher risk for a host of horrible diseases like heart hypertension, high blood pressure, heart disease, chronic fatigue, stroke, type 2 diabetes, and the mysterious metabolic glitch clogging your arteries and suffocating your liver most people don't even know they have. That's why it's so important that you listen to Jerry's story to the very end, because her miraculous fat-burning breakthrough can not only save your life, but the lives of your parents, your children, and the people you love most. And the best part is, you can use this breakthrough 3-minute morning ritual as soon as you wake up to burn a bit of belly fat in less than the next 24 hours. And in just 7 days, your belly will begin to flatten and feel a bit more firm. I'm talking your love handles will start to shrink. Your energy will shoot through the roof and you'll no longer struggle to get out of bed in the morning. And that frustrating fat hanging off the back of your arms and suffocating your thighs will smooth out and slowly disappear to reveal the tight and toned body you'll be ecstatic to show off to the entire world. This fat flushing trick works even better the older you are because it syncs with the natural hormonal changes that occur after 40 to melt more fat around the clock, just like it did for Kelly Beggs. Now, Kelly's a school teacher from Smithton, Illinois. She lost 23 pounds in just 6 weeks when nothing ever worked for her before. And her transformation was so incredible, it ignited the spark in her husband, Scott, who ended up losing 31 pounds in just 6 weeks, transforming their family in just over a month to willingly receive God's ultimate gift. You see, Kelly and Scott's personal transformations were so incredible, it motivated their teenage son, Nate, to follow in their footsteps. And since Kelly and Scott showed him the way without saying a single word about eating healthier or exercising, because their jaw-dropping results spoke for themselves, well, Nate lost 17 pounds to skyrocket his confidence and send his self-esteem soaring when most teenagers are more confused than ever. And as a family, they lost 71 pounds in less than 2 months, all because they started eating more of this magical green fat-burning fruit and this one naked nutrient that unclogs the fat from your liver so you can lose more weight. Like I said, my name is Gary, and here I am spending time with Jerry before her health took a turn for the worse. Now, over the past 25 years, I've helped thousands of women and men in their 30s, 40s, and 50s, heck, all the way up to their 70s and 80s, transform their bodies and their lives with my strange yet effective fat-burning methods. I'm also a #1 international best-selling author while being featured on CBS, Fox, NBC, ABC, and the CW network, reaching millions around the world. And after becoming Chicago's #1 celebrity trainer, because my science-based background was delivering results no one else could copy, I got a reputation for working with the toughest and most difficult men and women who were metabolically broken and could never burn off their stubborn fat no matter how hard they tried. These people were on the verge of obesity, and some were even too heavy to exercise because a single wrong step could buckle their knees or blow out their ankles, which turned out to be a gift from God because it forced me to create unique and unusual fat-burning strategies that worked for anyone, no matter their physical condition. And to this day, I draw on my decades worth of face-to-face experience, helping people lose 10, 20, and even 50 or more pounds in just a matter of months. However, even though I've helped thousands of people transform their bodies and their lives through my strange yet effective fat-burning methods, nothing prepared me for what Jerry was going through. You see, in Jerry's situation, we didn't have time to take things slow. Her doctor said she needed to lose at least 30 pounds in the next few months because her heart was getting weaker by the day, which is why she nearly had a heart attack in her mid-40s. We had to act fast, and the scary part is we only had one chance to get this right. If Jerry put on any more weight, it was almost certain she'd have a heart attack that could end her life, leaving her adorable baby girls to grow up without their mom. However, we quickly stumbled on a miraculous fat melting miracle I'm so excited to share with you right now. It all started when Jerry thought she was having a heart attack. The day began as any other, with Jerry getting her two beautiful girls, Faith and Samantha, ready for school in the morning. She made them breakfast and packed their lunches before getting ready for work. She was a little tired from juggling a full-time job, her marriage, and raising her two daughters, but otherwise, she thought she felt okay. The strange thing is, even later that night, while Jerry and her brother Eric waited in the car to pick up the girls from soccer practice, she didn't have any warning signs that her health was deteriorating by the minute. She pretty much felt fine. Well, physically she felt fine. Emotionally, her marriage was starting to take a toll. While waiting for the girls, she told her brother what was really going on. "It's like he doesn't even notice me anymore," she said. "We barely talk, and I can't remember the last time we went out, just the two of us." And the worst part is, even though her marriage was slipping away right in front of her eyes, well, she didn't have the energy to do anything about it. After trying to cheer her up, Eric got out of the car to go get the girls. As he returned, he opened the car door to find his sister white as a ghost, with a look of sheer horror on her face. "Help me! I think I'm having a heart attack," she screamed. "Oh my God, my chest! I can't feel my arms. What's happening to me?" Those were the last blood-curdling words my brother Eric heard before Jerry fell head first into the steering wheel of her car. And as the girls screamed in agony, thinking their mom might be taking her last breaths, Eric thought she might be leaving us forever as her lifeless body fell forward onto the horn, creating a loud sound that pierced the entire park. The kids were terrified, and with no time to act, Eric moved Jerry to the passenger seat as he raced to the emergency room to save our sister's life. When they got there, the nurses rushed her away on a stretcher, while the girls and Uncle Eric sat in the waiting room, staring at each other in total disbelief. They couldn't believe what happened. It came out of nowhere. One minute they're talking about their marriages, and the next, they're waiting on pins and needles to see if they'll ever hear my sister's voice again. Eric frantically called me from the waiting room and did his best to tell me what happened while fighting back his tears. My world was immediately turned upside down, and I found myself struggling to breathe, like someone just punched me in the gut. I told Eric to keep me updated as I tried to make sense of this horrible news. I knew my sister didn't have the healthiest diet and relied on too many sugary drinks to get her through the day. However, she didn't show any serious signs of something being terribly wrong. And what felt like hours on the worst emotional roller coaster you could ever imagine, Eric called me back with the good news. You see, Cherry was awake and talking with the girls. Now, her doctor said she narrowly missed out on having a heart attack. However, after running some tests, well, she wasn't out of the woods just yet. Her blood pressure, blood sugar, and cholesterol levels were extremely high. In fact, she was diagnosed with hereditary heart disease and chronic fatigue, which explained why she was tired all the time. The doctor went on to say that her heart was still recovering. However, she might feel a little weak for the next few weeks. And then he broke the bad news. He said my sister had what's known as visceral fat that built up around her heart, her liver, and her arteries, putting extreme stress and pressure on her most vital organs. And that if she didn't make some changes now, she was almost guaranteed to have a full-blown heart attack. Then when Jerry broke down bawling and poured her heart out to her doctor about how she tried to lose weight so many times and nothing ever worked, well, the doctor gave her the same generic advice most medical professionals give. Basically, eating more vegetables and exercising more. Then, after running a few more tests, the doctor came back in the room with a confused look on his face. He asked if Jerry had ever heard of liver bile. "Liver what?" she asked. confused like a fire refreshment on the first day of French class? Liver bile. It's this digestive juice that breaks down fat while also working like a filter to clean toxins out of the blood, helping you feel more energized, said the doctor. This fat-flushing fluid controls everything in your body when it comes to burning fat. The doctor went on to explain how your liver is the #1 fat-burning organ in your entire body, and it produces these bile acids which help break down the foods you eat and transport the vitamins and nutrients to your cells and your muscles to be burned up for energy. However, Jerry's liver wasn't creating these essential bile acids that allow you to burn your stored body fat for fuel, which is why no matter how healthy she ate or what diet she tried next, nothing ever worked because her liver wasn't producing this fat-flushing fluid that breaks down the fat. So all the food ended up getting shuttled into her fat cells instead. It's like a light bulb went off in Jerry's head, and she had an aha moment that was clear as crystal spring water. She thought to herself, so that's why none of the diet programs ever worked, or the crazy cardio sessions that left her joints achy and knees shaky, yet never flattened her belly or even made a slight dent on the scale. And she immediately thought, maybe this is why so many people struggle with losing weight and burning belly fat, as their hormones change almost overnight with age. It's not because you're lazy and don't try hard enough. It's not because you don't have willpower or enough self-discipline. And it's definitely not because you're unwilling to put in the work. You may simply be a victim of this mysterious metabolic glitch where your liver is clogged with fatty acids even if you never feel a thing. You see, Jerry was cutting calories like crazy, and that's why she could never lose any weight. That's one of the absolute worst things you can do because it slows down your metabolism and kills the production of essential bile acids in your belly, which you now know are the key to burning off your extra belly fat. So as she was saying no to more yummy food at breakfast, lunch, and dinner, her belly and waist were getting even bigger than ever before, even though she thought she was doing the right thing. Look, starving yourself and dramatically cutting back on calories is never the answer. It's simply a useless trick from the diet fad companies who know their prepackaged foods contain no nutritional value and they need another gimmick to force the weight off your body, which never, ever works long term. What are you going to do? Be hungry and miserable for the rest of your life in hopes of burning off a few measly pounds that only end up piling back on anyways? I don't think so. The good news is, all you have to do is eat more of this green fat-burning fruit to activate the fat-flushing fluid in your liver to slim your waistline faster than ever. Once Jerry found out what was going on in her body, she called me from her hospital bed, so I knew she was okay. And as we got to talking, I could notice a change in her voice, a determination and confidence that wasn't there before. You see, the truth is Jerry has reached out to me for weight loss advice before, and I've always desperately wanted to help my sister regain the health and vitality that slipped away so long ago. However, life always gets in the way and she never ends up sticking to what we discuss. But this time things seemed different. She was terrified about the thought of her daughter seeing her slumped over the steering wheel and how close she was to having open heart surgery, even though earlier that morning, she pretty much felt completely fine. Life is too precious and can be ripped away from you at any moment, and she knew it was time to make some changes. A few days later, after Jerry was discharged from the hospital, she called me to let me know how she was doing, and that's when it happened. I immediately noticed her voice start to get soft and shaky. When I asked my sister if everything was okay, she said her husband was thinking about leaving with the kids. My heart sank. When I asked why, she said he didn't want them to see their mom in such bad shape or scar their memories ever again by watching me nearly die right in front of their eyes. What's worse is that just a few days before her heart scare, her daughter asked, "Mommy, why is your body so big?" As soon as she told me this, my heart sank. I knew my sister wasn't happy with her weight. However, I didn't know about the deep emotional scars or miserable moments she was going through at home. Once Jerry started talking about her weight, I began thinking about how I could help my sister make a change. So I asked her what she ate on any typical day. Well, she listed off a bunch of healthy foods, and I wasn't sure if she was exactly telling me the truth. If she really ate that healthy, then why was she carrying around so much extra weight? Then she told me what the doctor said about bioacids in her stomach and the mysterious metabolic glitch that was preventing her body from burning fat for fuel. And instantly, a light bulb went off in my head. So that's why she could never, ever lose weight. Aha! Her liver was clogged and wasn't producing the necessary digestive juices to break down the food she was eating for energy. And when you combine that with all the hidden pesticides and chemicals found on most of the fruits and veggies at the grocery stores today, like strawberries, where no matter how much you wash or rinse it, a shocking 99% tested positive for at least one pesticide residue, that's according to the Environmental Working Group. And then there's grapes, where each one contains a mind-blowing 15 different pesticides. Well, these nasty pesticides create a hormonal hurricane in your belly, leading to inflammation that puffs up your stomach, making it nearly impossible to burn fat. Listen, if you look down and have any extra fat hanging off your belly, it's a clear indication of inflammation in your stomach that acts as a warning sign of some deadly diseases that could be right around the corner. And the scary thing is, your inflammation keeps spreading as you get older until you get the point where your belly, your thighs, your butt, even your chin and cheeks are covered in extra inflammation, disguising itself as fat, sending you a visible signal that you need to make a change. Having extra and unwanted fat is simply a sign from your body that inflammation is taking over and you need to do something about it. Otherwise, you risk the same fate as Jerry, who nearly died in front of her own kids. After working with tens of thousands of women and men over the past 25 years as a celebrity trainer, I knew how common this metabolic glitch really was. And although it seems horrible, like your body is breaking down on you, I saw it as a sign from God, because once we healed the inside of Jerry's body, well, the weight would just naturally fall off. The visceral fat wrapped around her belly needed to go, and it needed to go now. So I decided to do something with my sister that I'd never done with anyone else before. You see, I've done some fitness competitions in the past, and over the years, I've developed this very unique protocol to strip away body fat quickly. I mean, super fast in the moments leading up to a show. This is a secret I use like clockwork to always get on stage at my absolute lightest and leanest, and I never shared it with anyone else. Not my brother, not my sister, and not even my celebrity clients who are paying me thousands of dollars to help them look their greatest before their big movie premieres, TV events, and music shows that millions of people would see. Sadly, the truth is, I honestly didn't want it to get in the wrong hands and have it ripped off because of how fast it works. I've personally lost up to 5 pounds in less than 48 hours using this protocol. And after hearing the pain in my sister's voice, well, I wanted to do everything I could to help her. And the best part is, it's all based on eating more of this one green fat-burning fruit, along with consuming more of this weird naked nutrient at very specific times throughout the day. And when you combine that with the breakthrough 3-minute morning ritual, well, it activates a natural fat-burning cycle buried deep down in your anatomy to flush away your extra belly fat faster than you ever imagined possible. It's not about overexercising or killing yourself in the gym. It's not about starving yourself skinny and counting every